And a very happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Lyndhurst Community News. Today is Wednesday, of course, March 20th. This is episode 48. And I'm Brian Haggerty, and we have a good amount of news to report this week, so you're going to want to listen in. But first, make sure to send any of your news, anything from your club, your church, your organization, from your school, from your team, as well as birthdays, anniversaries of note, as well as engagements. And you can send all of that to LyndhurstCommunityNews at gmail.com. And you don't have to worry about writing that down, like I say every week. And for those of you who may be listening for the first time, go under the video on YouTube where you'll see the box. You'll see the word more. If you click that, everything I mentioned, all the contact numbers, phone numbers, email addresses for anything mentioned here on the news are all available right there, so you don't have to run and write them down. So as I said, we do have a good amount of news to report this week, and also just to remind you that we will be having another trivia question. I know I said it last week, and then I realized after I finished the recording that I forgot to read the trivia question. And now, the giveaway last month, the prize was a $100 gift card to Home Depot. But what does that have to do with Lyndhurst? Nothing. So yesterday at the Lyndhurst Merchants Committee meeting, which is once a month on the third Tuesday, I brought this up with the membership. I asked them if any of them would be interested in donating any coupons or specific prizes from their businesses to the winners. And Edgardo, the head instructor at Extreme Martial Arts on the corner of Valley Brook Avenue and Stuyvesant Avenue, graciously stepped up. He will be giving us a package that contains something to do with martial arts. There'll be a whole bunch of things. It's going to be a gift basket. He hasn't prepared it yet. We don't even need it until next month. But anyway, that will be the prize. And I know some of you may say, well, what am I going to do with that? If it's nunchucks and maybe a coupon to come in for a free lesson or whatever else it may be. Well, you have children, you have grandchildren. It's a great opportunity for them. I believe all children should learn the martial arts. So that would be a good opportunity for them. But anyway, at the end, we will have that trivia question. So let's start off with some news out of the high school. The FBLA. Now, what does that stand for? Do you know? That stands for the Future Business Leaders of America. We have an outstanding FBLA in the Lyndhurst High School, by the way. One of the best I've seen, and I used to work with many schools, and I used to work with other schools' FBLAs. I would coach students on public speaking. So anyway, 74 students participated in the Future Business Leaders of America State Leadership Conference that was held from March 11th to the 13th down here in Atlantic City. Now, among them, 16 students achieved top 3 positions in their respective events. They earned the opportunity to advance to the Nationals, which will take place in Orlando, Florida, in June. So stay tuned for that. We'll be reporting on that when the time comes. Congratulations, FBLA, Lyndhurst High School. Excellent job, and that's a great organization. It's wonderful for young people who want to get involved in the world of business, what they learn just in terms of even how to act professionally, dress professionally, and to think successfully is what they learn. And it gives them a tremendous advantage, and it looks great on the resume, too, as well, for college. All right, good going there. So we also now have coming up, since we're heading towards the summer, the annual Junior Police Academy. So under the direction of Mayor and Public Safety Commissioner Robert Giangerusso, as well as Chief Richard Jarvis, the Lyndhurst Police Department is excited to once again host the annual Junior Police Academy. So applications will be available for pickup only at the SRO office in the Lyndhurst Middle School starting on April 15th. So if you have children or grandchildren who are interested in learning about a career in law enforcement, this is a phenomenal program. Have them go to the SRO office, pick up an application. Has to be, they're starting to be available April 15th, so you've got some time. But it's going to be on a first-come, first-served basis, so make sure they get in there that day and get it. And you can see Officer James for applications at the school, tell your children. They have to be back, though. The applications have to be back by Friday, May 3rd. Now, this is also open to students of Sacred Heart School. They may email communitypolicing at lyndhurstnjpolice.gov to arrange for a pickup drop-off of the application. So spots are limited this year, and it will be on a first-come, first-served basis, as I said. But you are required, anybody who applies for this, it's a week-long junior police academy, you are required to attend the entire week to get your diploma, of course, or certificate. And do you need a passport, but you don't really know where to go to get one? Well, Bergen County's clerk, John Hogan, presents Around the County. This is a satellite office and passport outreach services. No appointment is necessary. So if you need a passport, they will be coming to town on Thursday, April 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they will be located right at Borough Hall in the caucus room, which is 365 Valley Brook Avenue, Town Hall as we call it. And if you want to know what you're going to need in terms of paperwork, visit www.travel.state.gov for information about the documents that you need to apply for a passport. And this will be great. You get free photo cards for seniors, veterans, and exempt firefighters. If you want any more information, call 201-336-7055. And blood screening. So under the direction of Public Affairs Commissioner Karen Haggerty and Health Coordinator Janine Barone, the Lyndhurst Health Department will host its biannual blood screening on Monday, June 3rd. Appointments begin at 8:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Now, this blood screening will include a chemistry profile, a lipid profile, CBC with differential and thyroid level, and this service is available to Lyndhurst residents over the age of 18 for a fee of $27. Now, pre-registration is required, and appointments can be made by calling 201-804-2500. Payments can be submitted in cash or checks made payable to the center's laboratory. Now, please note that this screening will be held at the Lyndhurst Health Department, which is at 253 Stuyvesant Avenue. So mark your calendar and go get your blood checked. And the Lyndhurst Recreation Department, under the direction of Commissioner John Montillo, will be hosting an online Rutgers Youth Safety Clinic. Now, SAFETY, S-A-F-E-T-Y, is an acronym which stands for Sports Awareness for Educating Today's Youth. So you're going to learn the legal, medical, and psychological aspects of coaching, as well as general coaching concepts to help with training and conditioning athletes. This course is valid for life, so it only needs to be taken once. The Lyndhurst Recreation Department will cover the charges for the first 40 coaches or volunteers who register. Now, this is an online Zoom meeting. It will be held Wednesday, March 27th from 6:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. So for more information, please email Judy B. at lyndhurstnj.org at the Parks Department and register there as well, and they'll send you the Zoom link for the meeting. And the Lyndhurst Girls Association is hosting their annual Palm Sunday Libby Lindsay Little House Pancake Breakfast. These are the Girl Scouts. This will be on Sunday, March 24th from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Lyndhurst Senior Center at 250 Cleveland Avenue. They will be serving plain banana or chocolate chip pancakes, sausage, coffee, or tea. Now, tickets are only $10, and you can take that to go. Carryout is available. You have to go inside and order it, but you can take it to go. So make sure you support the Girl Scouts and put that on your calendar for Palm Sunday breakfast. Oh, and all proceeds benefit the Libby Lindsay Little House, which is home to over 90 Lyndhurst Girl Scouts. And just some reminders before I get into this week's Business Spotlight, where we spotlight local businesses that are rather new to the township to give everybody an opportunity to get to know what they do, what they offer, and always a good idea, as we say, to support our local merchants to the best of our ability. But just a reminder that the Lyndhurst chapter of the AARP will be having their annual fundraiser at the Senior Building on Cleveland Avenue. This year will feature the band Party of Five, who will be singing songs from the 50s and 60s. This will be held on April 5th, and the doors open at 5 o'clock, so it's an early night, folks. Definitely not a late night if it's starting at 5. Tickets are $30, and it's also, though, a BYOB as well as bring your own food. So basically, they're providing the venue and the entertainment. If you want to have an adult beverage, you got to bring it, and if you want to eat something, you've got to bring that too. For tickets, you can call Marge at 201-935-5167. And another reminder for parents or even grandparents for the seminar Hidden in Plain Sight. That's the name of the seminar, Hidden in Plain Sight. It's presented by the Center for Alcohol and Drug Resources. It will focus on what parents can learn about everyday items that may be indicators of risky behavior and or drug use for their preteen or teenager. Very important topic. It's early detection, folks. It includes a mock teenage bedroom that parents and caregivers can inspect to understand what may truly be hidden in plain sight that you wouldn't notice it unless you went to a seminar like this. It will be held at the Lyndhurst High School Auditorium. Enter through the auditorium doors. That's April 10th, 2024, of course, at 6:30 p.m., a very important one. So if you have grown children, you may have grandchildren, let your children know that this is a very important seminar they don't want to miss. And finally, the business spotlight, as I had promised. Now, I try to do as many of these as I can. Now, we have, as I've mentioned many times, reconstituted, what's the word? Well, we've restarted up again the Lyndhurst Merchants Association. And we meet the third Tuesday of each month at Vinnie Mutz's. And the place, it's been growing, and it's wonderful each month to see new business owners coming in, Lyndhurst merchants. And unless I were a member, I wouldn't know who any of these businesses are. But interestingly, we had a new gentleman come in yesterday. His name is Manny, and he is the owner of Las Lomas Bakery and Café, and that's located at 242 Stuyvesant Avenue. I don't know why the audio keeps doing that. Pardon me. 242 Stuyvesant Avenue. Now, they're located in what used to be the old Café Millie Fiore. Remember that? It's right next to the church, right off of Court Avenue there. And what they are an Hispanic-owned bakery. They are Mexican, Ecuadorian, and Dominican. And they were opened in only this past September. He attended yesterday's meeting, and he brought a bunch of samples with him, and they were delicious. So they serve breakfast, scrambled eggs with ham, sausage, bacon, or turkey with a side of home fries. They also, only on Fridays, though, do banana bread. And their products and specialties, they do all sorts of exotic drinks, cold drinks, sandwiches, hot drinks, of course, tea, boba, B-O-B-A. I don't know what that is, but it's probably a cultural drink. Of course, they bake bread and toasts, they do desserts, and they make shakes. So give them a try. Manny seems to be a great guy. Again, we don't charge for this. When I do these business spotlights, this is not an advertisement. This is a service because we recognize how important it is to support local merchants. So one of the main things I believe in doing here at Lyndhurst Community News is enticing people to support local merchants and to try some of them out. Because I wouldn't have known about this bakery, but when I met the owner yesterday, we were all excited about it. So I plan on giving it a try, and I hope you do too. And again, that's 242 Stuyvesant Avenue, located where the old Café Millie Fiore's used to be. Oh, by the way, they also do custom cakes. I don't want to forget that. I'm looking at his business card right here. You know, we don't have really a bakery anymore. Measure's Bakery we had for decades, and that was pretty much an institution. But they had sold. So other than the Lyndhurst Pastry Shop, which, of course, they make pastries, we really don't have another baker in town. So go down, give Manny a try, see what he's got, and tell him Lyndhurst Community News sent you. All right. So spring is here, although you wouldn't know it with looking at the thermometer. Past couple of days, it's been unbelievably cold. But the warm weather will be here. I always say it's usually not until Memorial Day weekend when the warm weather comes to stay. Because you could get, I remember one year we had a little bit of snow. It didn't stick, but it did snow in early May. I certainly hope we don't see that this year. But the warm weather's upon us, and that means Little League season, Lyndhurst Little League, and the Little League Parade is coming up. We'll be talking about that as well and reporting on what's going to be going on with the Little League teams throughout this season, as well as American Legion Baseball starts up soon. So the nice weather means it's time for America's favorite pastime, and we'll be bringing you that and reporting on it right here. All right, so now on to this week's trivia question. So, the name Lyndhurst means what? A wooded hill growing with lime trees. B, farmland near the river. C, village by the meadows. Or D, grove of the linden trees. This is a tricky one. I can't wait to see how many people get it. Now, of course, you could cheat. You could either look at Joe Caffone's book, and by the way, thank you to Joe Caffone because he's the creator of all these trivia questions. And if you haven't gotten his book, My Lyndhurst, it is available on Amazon.com, and I highly recommend it. It is the quintessential, definitive book on Lyndhurst history. And he's still doing research. He also wrote the same history of the Lyndhurst Police Department because Joe was a Lyndhurst police officer before then later on in his career, going up to the prosecutor's office. So thank you, Joe, for that. Okay, so that's the news for this week, folks. And that pretty much brings us to the end of today's news broadcast. And don't forget, whatever news you may have, send it to us at LyndhurstCommunityNews@gmail.com. We are very excited all the time to receive and report and repeat whatever it is that you want put out there. Again, without local news, nobody knows what's going on. I mean, yeah, you could go to everybody's social media, but that may take time, and I know that not everybody does that. So I like to be able to bring it all into one source and keep that sense of community that we have that is so important, because that's what we are. We're a community. Remember, a community is not its roads, its streets, its houses, or its buildings. A community is ultimately its people. And Lyndhurst has always had the tradition of being a wonderful, family-oriented community where everybody knows each other, and most important, everybody helps and supports one another. It's a town with great heart. But there are so many new people who've moved in the past 5, 10, 15 years, and, they really haven't had a chance. It's not like years ago where people are home during the day. People work. And so you may not know all of your neighbors. But what I say is get to know your neighbors. Get to know your neighbors, and especially if you have elderly neighbors, help them. Check in on them. Maybe you're running to the store. See if there's something that they may need. Because one day we're all going to be in that position, and we would hope that people do the same for us. But it's a great spirit in this town, a wonderful community, and supporting local businesses, getting to know your neighbors. That's how you build community. So very, very important and vital. But anyway, folks, all right, so we're going to bring in our theme closing music, the Honeymooners. Don't forget, check the batteries on your smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors as per the fire department, our volunteer fire department. Make sure you support them. So in the meantime, folks, this is Brian Haggerty, and I will see you next week. Take care.